success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. Salutations, School Believer. Do you have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but don't know where to start or even what to do? Where can I gather information quickly about what's in my zone of genius? Don't worry, School Believers. I got you covered. Go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt and check out an amazing set of AI prompts that will give you ideas, information, and articles to help you get across that start line. Once again, go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt to get you started now. Good luck, School Believer. Hello there, School Believer. Hey, if you're anything like me, I am just so tired of going from screen to screen to screen, trying to figure out my analytics for all of my social medias and trying to figure out where I can put any and all my energies to get as much reach as I can. Well, I think I've finally found the solution. Elementary Analytics. That's right, Elementary Analytics. Now, at a single press of a button, I can see all my social media analytics from Google to Twitter to Facebook, all my important information all on one screen. All on one screen, can you believe it? And if you really needed to, you could print charts for any possible meetings you might have. If you want to learn more about this amazing program, go to tuepodcast.net/EA for a 14-day free trial with no credit card needed. That's tuepodcast.net/EA for a 14-day free trial. Try it right now and see what it can do for you. Undiscovered Entrepreneur, episode number 23. You know, the other day my son said his favorite number was 23, and I said, well, that's an odd number.
It was exciting, and the process of finding your first product that you were going to sell, I found that exciting. I just learned every day. You know, I didn't know where I was going to go as far as the product, but I started getting hooked in areas that I was familiar with in education.
Welcome to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, the podcast where brand new entrepreneurs come to life and could quite possibly be discovered. Join me, DJ Scoob, and the rest of the Scoob Believers as we help these new businesses become a reality. And now, away we go! Hello, Scoob Believer, and welcome to an episode number 23. We're moving right along here with the episodes. I'm just so excited to even still be putting these things out. So, in this interview today, I went back to some of my archives of my old podcast, The Untitled Entrepreneur, and I found an episode that I didn't get a chance to put out. So we're talking to a gentleman named Tom Coates. Now, Tom is a retired teacher, and he decided to work on some physical products to be able to help kids with autism and learning disabilities to be able to focus. And, oh gosh, it's just so great to be able to help children. It's something I really wish I can do a little bit more of myself with some kind of, I don't know, physical product or just words or whatever I can do to help out. We're going to listen as Tom puts together his business through Amazon and the struggles he had in shipping and communication with people from other countries to be able to put his product together. So I'm not going to talk too much longer here. So let's listen to Tom Coates. Salutations, Scuba Believers, and we are here again with another amazing entrepreneur. We are here today with Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Great, Jesse. How you doing today?
Fantastic. Hey, thanks for coming on to the show today.
I'm honored to be here.
All right. So I have kind of a little serious question to ask here, okay? Are you a scuba believer?
I'm a huge scuba believer.
All right. Thank you so much. We have another scuba believer, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, Tom, do me a favor and tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've actually been doing your business, and what that business actually is.
Well, I'm a retired teacher, 40 years, and I finished teaching in 16, and I went into the financial field and really liked it. Was encountering families that needed help financially, and I thought our product was excellent. And then we hit the pandemic, and the company asked me to do everything by phone versus face to face. And that's not something that worked for me because people need help with their finances. They're hurting, and it's a personal thing. It's not something that can be done just over the phone. It has to be done face to face. So I couldn't do that. So I just continue to help clients that I had already established, but I did not go through the process of setting up any new clients because I didn't want to do the by phone thing. So I was looking for something else to get into. And quite frankly, about January of this year, I ran into something, a training program to start a business on Amazon. And it kept crossing my table maybe 3, 4, 5 times. And I got more interested each time. And I finally looked into it. And my only concern going in after looking at everything was, can I do this at my age? You know, I'm in my 60s, and there are a lot of young people in the comment area, and the people who are succeeding were young people. And I'm saying, can I do this? And after speaking with some people in the training program, some trainers, they didn't see any reason why I couldn't, as long as I was willing to put the work in. And I didn't have any business experience. So that's how I initially got engaged. And then ever since then, I'm just meeting a lot of good people that reaching out to for help and getting some good help. My classmates in the course, we've created a Facebook page that we can continue to support each other and stay connected. So not that I have it figured out, but I'm getting through the challenges that come up.
That's amazing. It's interesting to see what kind of support you could actually get from other people when it comes to something like this. I got to tell you, I'm kind of with you. Now, I'm a little bit younger than you, but not by a whole heck of a lot. But that was one of my main concerns too, was a lot of the podcasters that are out there that I listen to on a consistent basis, they're in their 20s and 30s. So I'm looking like, did I miss the boat here? What's going on? But the more and more I talk to people, age just is a number at this point, especially when it comes to online stuff. Nobody really cares about how old you are. All they really care about is what you're producing and if you're a good person. So that's awesome. And I got to tell you too, the pandemic, man, that changed a lot of things. It changed a lot of ways that we communicate with each other. It changed a lot of people's outlook on life. So it's really affected everybody in one way, shape, or form. And I'm a face-to-face kind of guy too. So I'm with you on that. I can't do things over the phone. It just doesn't work for me. So.
Oh yeah. And you talk about these podcasts. My kids are, I have 6 of them. So they're between the ages of, youngest is 21, and then the rest are like 27 to 38. And they're all telling me, Dad, try these podcasts. They're awesome. I said, okay. Open up my computer. I said, well, where do you find podcasts? Like, there's no button. I said, no, you got to go to this site. To me, it's still a foreign language. If I don't see an icon I can click, I have difficulty trying to figure out, well, where do you go?
Yeah, I don't blame you there. To be completely honest with you, I was never into podcasts, and look at what I'm doing right now. So. So, what actually made you start the business? I know you said that your thing with the first business you were with and the aspect, but what was actually the catalyst that got you actually started into your Amazon store?
I I joined this training program offered by Kevin David, and I found it to be excellent. I was learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I was learning every class every day, and there are many videos that go over between classes each week, which I went over those. I created notes, outline notes for each one, so I didn't have to go back and actually view it. I could go and find exactly what I was looking for, and it was exciting. And the process of finding your first product that you were going to sell, I found that exciting. I just learned every day. I didn't know where I was going to go as far as the product, but I started getting hooked in areas that I was familiar with in education. I taught mainly kids that had behavioral or violent tendencies throughout my career. But every summer I changed it up and I worked with a group. I worked in high schools. I worked with a group of elementary level kids that were experiencing challenges of autism. And I learned that there were a lot of sensory challenges there that either created a roadblock or opened up a road to learning for them, made it easier, helped them focus, released anxiety or stress that they were feeling. And I got into a product area that seemed to address some of this. So I started researching what are those products, because some of them seemed just like toys. I didn't see how it actually was effective in relieving stress or anxiety. So I started researching what are some of the things that people are finding success with their children, relieving stress and anxiety. So I start looking for bundles or packs of these types of toys, and they really weren't there. You have to go create your own. And that was an interesting experience because I was finding suppliers in other countries internationally and connecting with them and trying to put something together that they don't actually have made up in their factory. They have to. I had a network with a number of suppliers, and I found this one she was amazing, and she helped me network from one to another to make it easier to collect my items in one place, have them packaged in one place, have the box printed in one place, and shipped. And so initially, I thought it was going to be really, really difficult because I thought, oh, I just find somebody that has this, and I was looking for something didn't exist. I had to put the parts together. So that's how I got interested in pursuing that area. And from that, I have what I consider a sensory toy pack for individuals. From ideas, I've been communicating with people on Facebook websites, like what's working for you, what do you need, what are you looking for, and it seems like they're looking for classroom packs, but I don't see mine. Like mine in a classroom could work, but I would think they want it more uniform. All right, everybody get out their square bubble pop. Everybody get out their liquid motion timer that has two different rates of fog of elapsed time. To be able to do things more uniformly, I'm looking to put together a classroom pack for something like that. So probably maybe 4 items. And I don't have that yet. I'm still doing the research, communicating with people. What would be your top items to have in a classroom? Or even, I don't know, maybe sometimes you have a big thing of a birthday party. You want to send kids home with different things that are all like-minded. So that would be a smaller pack, but that's what I'm looking at now, a classroom pack of these items.
Wow, that's so awesome that you'd be doing something like that, putting things together for kids who are having problems focusing, autistic and things like that, and trying to find something that actually brings their mind into one area for them to focus on so they can learn to focus on other things. That is fantastic, Tom. That's amazing.
Well, thanks. That was probably from what I did in high school, it was a change up in the summer working with the younger kids and working with something that, hey, I was learn and right along with them. But I had a blast working with them, and I saw how quickly you could affect them in a positive way. And I thought, this is an item I'm going to like doing.
And it gives you a great feeling that you can actually do something for them that would positively affect their lives. I mean,
No doubt.
it makes me feel good when I help other businesses, get their name out there a little bit and hopefully get a little extra exposure. I think yours is much more admirable though, because we love helping kids. That's kind of what we do.
Well, I do. I mean, I still keep my hand in. I coached football all my life, and I still coach currently. Um, but I can see that things have changed since I started coaching, and the there are more diverse players coming through right now than I experienced when I started coaching. When I started coaching, you could pretty much say this is the mold of kids that come out to play football. Today, these kids come from every facet of the school community.
Oh yeah. Right. That's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to transition to a different question here. I might have touched on this a little bit, but it sounds like to me you've had a couple of pitfalls and problems that you've encountered. What have you so far encountered as far as challenges?
Well, things I thought were probably going to be rubber stamp easy, like getting your Amazon account approved, getting your once you got your product figured out, and once you had negotiated for it, and once you had placed the order and started getting your listing ready on Amazon, there's this brand getting your brand approved was a big deal. I thought that was going to be very easy, and there because there's just a simple list of requirements to get it approved,
Mm-hmm.
and I read them and I thought, okay, no sweat, and I did it and I applied and I kept getting rejected. But all the only information I was getting back in return was rejected. It doesn't pass. Read these guidelines. And I was probably rejected about 4 or 5 times. And each time the information given to me was didn't pass, read these guidelines. I'm thinking, wait a minute, am I not reading clearly? So I just try to break it down and then just read them and then look at my brand packaging. And I realized that I had some words in the similar vicinity as my brand. I'm thinking, are they construing that as that's part of the brand? So what I had to do is simplify it, change the picture, and take those words out. And as soon as I did that, well, I got the brand approved. Um, but I thought, and not so much problems, but I thought it interesting communicating with people from China who were in a 12-hour different time zone, who are come from a different culture, who are very business-minded people and very friendly, but come from a different culture. So trying to learn about each other and connect the two so we were speaking the same language, so to speak. They were speaking English. I don't care how they were doing it. They were making it easy on me because I couldn't speak their language, whether it be Mandarin, Chinese, whatever. So those are some of the things. But you know what I found? Of all the challenges all along, I had a shipping issue. I had everything set for shipping, but the sizes and the weights I had for my product were, I found out later, estimated. So in reality, when the shipper got a hold of them and found out that it was heavier, that it was a larger volume, and that my cost went up by $2,000, that really shook me initially. But then I thought, okay, so let's work through this. This is only reality. Shipping costs, I read, are going up through the roof all over the place, whether it was that ship lodged in the canal that they had trouble with, or whatever caused but it's going up all over the place. So everyone's dealing with this. So let's just keep working through this. And where I once thought that I was going to sell a product in the $20 range, it's probably going to be in the $27 range. And I just started accepting that. Not being from business, I thought, oh, this is a catastrophe. It's much more expensive. And the reality is, this is business. This is a cost that went up. I had no control of it. And it just, so that they were some of the things, but it led me to appreciate the course that I got and the training that I got through Kevin David, my personal coach, Tyler Hernandez, who ran the classes for us, gave us an awful lot to fall back on when all these things, and they did say, this is business. If you have a lot of challenges, that means you're succeeding. Because you have no challenges, probably nothing is happening. So, I learned to appreciate the course that I took and continue to learn from.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, the challenges that we come across as entrepreneurs are pretty numerous, and you really never know where they're going to come from or where they're going to actually take you. But one thing to know is, just like you said, if you're not having any challenges, that means you're not working hard enough. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just really how it is for any kind of entrepreneur, no matter what business you're in. I mean, there's going to be failures, there's going to be challenges to overcome. And instead of, just falling back on your heels and say, well, I'm not going to deal with this. Take those challenges, go forward with them, work through them, and make it right. Because at the very end of that tunnel, there's a great light waiting for you. So that's good stuff there, Tom. All right. So it sounds like you actually have a couple of people that are helping you out and some classes you had. Do you have any major influences? Someone that you look up to, someone that keeps moving you forward, anything like that?
Well, the guy, I mentioned his name twice, Kevin David. This guy's a huge success on this Amazon business. And he got the idea that, you know what, I can help other people if I simply package how I learned this and put it together. And he's got an awful lot of good coaches working for him and a great support system where I can email in questions. And there's a team set up to get answers back to me. Here's where you go to solve this problem. That's all set up. But I really do appreciate the number of Facebook communities I've joined, because there are so many people that are open and willing. This is where I met you. I met you in one of these Facebook communities. They're open and willing to help each other. And I got to give a shout out to the group that was put together by one of my classmates. They call it Coach Tyler's Success Team. Coach Tyler was our teacher in the course. And I don't think it's an open Facebook group. It's comprised of the people in the class, but a great group of people that you go on there and people sharing their successes, their challenges, anybody have an idea on this or where to go. And as I find out things, I can bring that back to the group and say, hey, I found this group that has given me a lot of answers in this area. So it's probably a group of people that has helped move us forward. Tyler Hernandez was our teacher in the class, and he has been magnificent sharing his experiences in his journey in his business. And there's a lot that I relied on there that, fortunately, we go through the class, we have a recording, we can relate back to that recording. I'm a teacher. I take notes like crazy. I got a book. I constantly go through it to look up answers. And like I said, there's just resources of people that you can go on Facebook and say, hey, I got this challenge. Anybody else come across it? Where did you go to try to solve it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how we actually kind of get together on one of those Facebook groups, how we met. But I got to tell you, I have an entrepreneur mind pretty much my whole life, but I always thought that if I kind of asked people for questions or anything like that, they wouldn't help me. They wouldn't answer me because I'm competition, and that's been my mindset up until probably about a year ago when I actually started exploring these Facebook groups and started asking questions and realized, hey, these people are actually here to help me. So I got into the Facebook groups more and more, especially when I got into the podcasting and the other business venture that I want to get into is karaoke DJing and music DJing. And I've had more and more people say, hey, congratulations, this is what you need to do to be successful. And I'm finding that the more people are helping me, the more I want to help other people do the same thing. So yeah, these Facebook groups are great. And then just so everybody knows that's listening and possibly watching, any information that's given here about the about Kevin David or anybody else like that, I will have in the show notes. So we can look, if you want more information on that, go to the show notes. I'll possibly have a link there for you. That way you yourself can go in there and see if any of these people can help you out. So thank you for that information, Tom.
I just wanted to say also, I found that the younger people in my circle, my children, my nieces, nephews, and things, I put out on my Facebook group what I was doing just to let people know. And I said, as the products in shipment now, here's a picture, here's what it includes. I'll share more information with you as it gets closer to the launch and whatnot. But the younger people, they grew up with this world. I'm like a immigrant into this world, and they were born into it. So it's very natural for them. They says, "Oh, you should check this out. You should try this. You could put ads here." I have a daughter that has a business on Etsy that of baby products. I says, "Dad, you could do well here. Do this, do this, do this." I'm thinking like, wow, they're speaking a language that's so new to me, and yet the younger people can steer you in a lot of good directions.
This new generation that's out, 20s and 30s, that's grew up in the a lot of the problem times and the situations that they're at, all have learned something. And I think we can all learn something from them, as well as them learning something from us. It's turned into more of an exchange of knowledge more than anything else. And
Exactly.
It's been great for me too. It's been amazing. My son, I have a son as well who is 28. My daughter is 26, and I have a 2-year-old granddaughter as well. And they have helped me out. They've pointed me in a few directions I would have never even thought of if they wouldn't have told me about it. And it's been the same thing with everybody else that I've ran into in a lot of the Facebook group, all the younger people saying, "Hey, try this." And they don't care about how old you are. They care about you as a person, as an individual. And that is a great generation to be a part of and to actually experience. And I hope we get that more and more as time goes on.
I think we're in the future. I think that's it. I think that's how we're going to operate from now on.
That's a great future to think about. So I know you've only been in business for a little while, but I gotta ask you, when do you think you've made it? Have you thought about that? Where you get to the end and say, "This is exactly where I want to be. This is my goal." Can you explain to me what that looks like to you?
Well, I jumped into this or pursued something like this because there was a fear, and my fear was I'm getting older. I have 4 other brothers, 2 older, 2 younger. My parents had passed in the last couple of years, and so I'm looking at the end stage of life type of things. Is you know what dad passed first, so the 5 of us helped mom throughout the rest of her life, and I looked at that and said, you know what, we were very fortunate. There were 5 of us helping mom. I have a lot of kids, but I did not want to be at any point a financial burden on them. And I know, from my career that I'm okay. I can pay all my expenses for the rest of my life. But if something unexpected came up, you run into some physical, medical things, and I don't want anything to come up that way. And so I said, I want to get into something that financially my kids will never have to worry about me. I want to cover that. I don't want to be a burden on them. But then 2 other things came up. One, I want to be able to contribute to my grandchildren's education or their future. Maybe they don't choose education. Maybe they're entrepreneurs themselves. Like I said, my daughter has a business. My son and daughter-in-law, my oldest son and daughter-in-law have a business. So the 2 older ones are entrepreneurs besides their regular career. So I like to, maybe support them if they choose to go in that direction or go to college. And I'd like to be able to, we didn't come from much financially, but my grandparents had places down part of the U.S. I'm in. The beach is called the Shore. And they had places down the shore that came down through the families. And that's where they lived. It wasn't a vacation home. That's where they lived in Jersey. And I always thought that I'd like to have a spot, whether I live out my life there or not, where my kids can congregate with their kids that's always there for a week. It's there for a month. It's there for whenever they want to turn around and say, let's get together at the family's vacation home. I think if I could get that and put that up, and that they come down whenever they want and they feel welcome at home. And I think that I've hit success if I've done that.
Wow, that is such a great thing to think about, having that one place for any family members and all family members to get together and just be together. I really wish I had something like that for my family, because we were kind of spread out a little bit. But to have that one place we could all go to and meet together, that would be great. So that's actually a great vision to have there, Tom. I appreciate that. So I'm going to ask you something a little bit different here. A little bit of a scenario. If you actually ran into somebody that wants to do something similar to you or what you're actually doing, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them to do besides, take these other classes we talked about from Tom David and whatnot?
Probably a few things. One is stay connected with like-minded people. One of the most comforting things that occurred for me, because I was a little nervous going into this, was the fact that our classmates chose to stay together on a Facebook page that we put together. I did. Young lady did in our class, did an excellent job. That we can connect and interact with and ask questions with. And are you experiencing this? How'd you overcome this? The fact that we always have that connection with like-minded people. And I realize what we're also doing is we're cheerleading each other. Somebody hits something, they become frustrated, say, you can do this, you can get by this. Just think what it's going to be like when you look back and say, oh, I got by that. Look where I am now. The other thing is, for me, is I try to keep notes on everything that I do, so that right now I'm trying to negotiate. I didn't even sell my first product yet, but I'm already thinking restocking inventory, talking to the supplier saying, look, it's going to be a bigger order. I want to negotiate the price, because I think the first time I negotiate the price, looking back, I could have done a better job. So got a better price. I got good quality, which is important. So I think I'm already starting to think in that vein going through, so that when I do that, it comes through in an efficient, timely manner. I don't have to worry about any lapses in inventory. And the other thing is working daily to discover that next product, because you have to look to see, one, what I can get that's quality. Two, is it going to meet a need? Three, can I find a niche that I'm not competing against some super business that's doing something like, turn over $200,000 in a month? That's not the area I'm in. It's finding that niche. So you got to constantly work. And there's a phrase that I've learned in the community I'm working with, is to dive deep when you're researching, and keep on finding different paths and keep getting into it deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's where I discovered my first product. Now, what I find I have to avoid is I look on the top surface and say, well, that's not matching up. Go to the next one, go to the next one. Hey, wait a minute. They're doing well, but there's not an opening there. There's too much competition. But what else are they doing? What other products are they doing? And go into that, take a look at what else that they're doing and see if there's a niche there. Just keep diving deeper and deeper and deeper. I guess some people call grinding it out. Stay positive, stay purposeful. I've enjoyed this. I can't say that I know what I'm doing, but I've really enjoyed this. I've learned an awful lot.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tom. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I'm just doing what somebody else said. Hey, you could possibly do this. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And so far, I mean, especially when it comes to like building my website, I'm kind of like, okay, click here. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Let's move on. So I'm kind of with you on that one. A couple of things I want to touch on. That's some great stuff, by the way. Something that you kind of mentioned was fear. Now, fear is something that plagues a lot of entrepreneurs, but I have a phrase for that. It's an acronym. It's FEAR, false evidence appearing real. These fears that we have aren't always something that's really, it's more of something that's getting in the way, more of an actual stopping point for us that we should actually be scared of. Always look at your fear as a hurdle to get over. And sometimes when you are scared, that means you're doing the right thing. that means just because you're scared of it doesn't mean you can't go forward. So awesome. That's good stuff. Also, holding each other accountable in your groups. That's what you want to find, is somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Hey, are you doing this? Great. Congratulations. You passed this goal. So that's some good stuff there. Having a cheering section. I got to tell you, the people that I interview, I actually put them in a Facebook group, which I'm going to put you in the Facebook group as well. They all support each other, and they are that cheering section that I have for myself and each other too. So I don't know if you could tell or not, Tom, but I'm writing stuff down like crazy as you're talking here. I'm looking at this like, wow, look at all this good stuff, all this great content, and looking ahead too, keeping your eyes forward, seeing where that next product's going to be, seeing where, what is the next move that you're going to make. You always want to keep that in mind and keep that in focus. So that's some great information, Tom. Thank you so much for sharing that. So my next question is kind of an oddball. I did steal it from another podcast, so sorry, guys. What is the one question you wish I have asked you, but I didn't?
I got to tell you, I don't know what I don't know. That's how new I am in this. So I don't know what questions are out there. I run into them. I come up with them daily, and I write down questions and then try to go find a source for the answer. But I don't know enough to know what I don't know.
That's actually very common, Tom. A lot of people, especially guys like us, that really don't know what we're doing in the very beginning, really don't know what question to ask. But that's where mentors and family members and things like that come in, where they could, hey, did you ask this question? What is this one thing? It's really important to listen to that and get those questions put together so you can ask those questions, because like you said, you don't know what you don't know until you figure out what the question is. Sometimes the question is more important than the answer. So, let's kind of keep that in mind as we go along. So that's actually a good answer to that question that wasn't really answered.
Well, thank you.
All right. So, Tom, I know you've only been doing this for a little while, but do you have a goal for yourself? Let's say like in 6 months. In 6 months, where do you see yourself?
In 6 months, I hope that I'm on my second or third restocking of inventory. I hope that I'm running efficient PPC campaigns within Amazon. I hope that I'm running efficient ad campaigns on social media, that I'm drawing attention from other areas into this product that we've developed, whether it be Facebook, one thing that really interests me is TikTok. I don't know a lot of it. I know it's huge. I've seen a little bit of it, and I'm thinking, is there a way to get attention to my product on TikTok? So that's something I'm trying to learn also. I got a good jump start on Facebook. I haven't started any of these ads. I've only made posts. I haven't started any ads because the product is not available yet. It's still in shipping. Hasn't even hit the States yet. It's on the seas someplace.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, TikTok is completely foreign to me. I have no idea. My son's on TikTok all the time. Some of my coworkers, my younger coworkers, they're watching the videos and we're like, what the heck is this about? I made it one of my goals to figure out TikTok. So what I'm made to understand, you make a quick snippet of a video and then just start following people. I don't know exactly how that all works. So maybe we can work on that together, Tom. So
I'd be interested.
So what I'm going to do with you, you have some pretty admirable goals there. What we're going to do with you, Tom, in 6 months, we're going to have another interview, just like we're doing now. And we're going to follow up with you and see if we've reached some of those goals, some of those restocking goals, some of the goals you have for yourself. So I hope you'll be okay with that.
Oh, yeah. Hold me accountable.
All right. That's what it's all about. All right. So, Tom, what I'm going to have you do here is how does anybody get a hold of you and your information? It's your time to shine, Tom. So I'm going to let you advertise yourself. Okay. Ready? Go.
Oh, well, they can get a hold of me through by going on my Gmail account at Tom Coates 50, Tom Coates, Coates 50 at gmail.com. They can go on my website that I have up and running. I still got a long way to go on it, but you can contact me through there. My brand name is Quilzeal, Quilzeal, and there that is the pursuit of finding a calm place. I use that to sort of link to the product that the idea of the product. It's supposed to help the kids at work with them. So quilzeal.com or tomcoates50 at gmail.com.
All right, Tom, thank you for that. And I'll link all that into the show notes as well. So if, in case somebody wants to take a look at that, they could look in your profile there and I'll have it all set up. So thank you for that. Okay, now it's my turn, Tom. I am still looking for interviewees. So if anybody has been less than a year in their business, please drop me an email. We'll talk and possibly do the same thing me and Tom did just now. If anybody wants to see what I'm really all about, you could definitely go on to my website, which is uepodcast.net. I got a lot of information there for you, including Tom's bio and other things. Another thing I'm going to start doing here as well, too, which is kind of new, is I'm trying to get my algorithms up so other people can learn from us and find us a little easier on the podcast channels. So if you could please leave me a 5-star review on anything like that when it comes to iTunes. If you could follow me on Spotify, anything along those lines, I will definitely give a shout out to anybody that gives me a 5-star review. You will hear your name on the podcast. So I would really appreciate it if you do that for me. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. Tom, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think we learned a lot from you today.
Well, thank you. I certainly learned a lot. I got a lot of questions. I'll probably be emailing you because you mentioned something that you were going through the website building yourself. So I'd probably like to pick your brain on that a little bit because I like to actually have mine run independently from me and maybe even use as a site to, besides advertising the product or products, that people could even order through there if they chose to. At least put a link up to my Amazon store. And I wish I had the link to the Amazon store to put up there, but I don't have that yet.
That's okay. I think by the time we actually contact you again in the next 6 months, I think you'll have it up and running full bore.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, great.
All right, everybody.
Well, thank you so much. And where would I find this where would people find this podcast?
So if you go on to either Spotify, iTunes, or Stitcher, it should pop up and you can see the episodes. And if you subscribe and all that good stuff, you'll get indications of when the new podcasts arrive. They do come up every other Tuesday. I broadcast every other Tuesday a new episode. So
very good.
All right. Thank you, everybody. You all have a great evening. We love you all. Okay. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Tom Coates. Boy, that was such a great interview, and I'm glad I actually found that in my archives. It really contains so much great information and a lot of different aspects of starting an Amazon company that hopefully it can, inspire you to do something similar or improve what you have going on right now. I just can't believe how much great information he had to share with us, and I wish I had put that episode out a lot sooner because it was really awesome. I know I talked already a little bit about my contact information and things along those lines, so I'm going to kind of skip that here in the wrap-up. But what I would like to say here is, I know my last episode I talked about having to let SPI Pro go. I was able to scrape up enough money of my own money together to get one more month in there, and it looks like I'm going to be starting a mastermind in the SPI Pro group. So I'm really looking forward to that and being able to help other people. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue on with that from after the next month. So I'm going to kind of do a call out here. I really do need help being able to pay for well, the podcast as well as the SPI, being in the SPI so I can learn enough to help other people, including y'all. So I do have a Patreon that I have put together. It does contain a lot of great content that's actually not here on the regular podcast. I do have a show called Behind the Box. I think I've mentioned it once or twice already, and I do feature that in my Patreon. So if you'd like to get a hold of that, along with episodes that don't have any commercials in it, and also possibly direct contact with me, DJ Scoob, go to tuepodcast.net/Patreon. And that'll send you right to my Patreon so you can take a look at it and see if it's something you'd like to take advantage of and learn from. Because basically you'll be learning directly from me. Also, I don't know if you noticed or not. You probably did because it was in there and you heard it. In between questions, I am putting a little bit of a kind of a music break so you can understand that there's another question coming in. I really need to know if you like that or not. It's kind of an experimental thing. So if you could reach out to me, comment in the show notes, or if you want to contact me directly on my Twitter, which is DJ Scoob 2021, that's SKOOB, and let me know if you like it or not. I really, really need to know if this is something that you're okay with, something that improves the show, or maybe it's too distracting, it's just too many. I really need your help in making this decision. So please contact me there. Contact me at uepodcast2021@gmail.com. Anywhere contact information's where you can just drop me a line and say, hey, I really liked it, or hey, it was too distracting, or hey, it was really annoying, take it out. So I would really enjoy getting that kind of feedback from y'all. All right, I hope you had a lot of fun. I know I did talking to Tom. And I'm hoping I can contact him again here real soon so we can do a follow-up interview. Make sure you subscribe, and that way you can get notifications of new episodes that are coming out every other Tuesday. And follow me on my Twitter. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great day, okay? Bye-bye now. Hello there, DJ Scoob here. And I just want to personally say thank you for listening to my program. I really hope you learned something. Tune in 2 weeks to listen to another brand new entrepreneur. And remember, I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today.
Adios.
Adios. Bye. Okay. How do you say goodbye? Adios.
Adios.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Good night. I used to say buenos nachos when I was in school.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias. Good morning. All right.
Hola. Buenos días.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenos
días.
dias. All right.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thanks.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Thanks to you? Oh. Nice to meet you. Oh, mucho gusto. Okay, mucho gusto means nice to meet you. Okay. Tap the matching pairs. Thanks is gracias.
Gracias.
Man is hombre.
Hombre.
Hello is hola. Adios means goodbye.
Adios.
And milk means leche.
Leche.
Nice. Buenos dias. Hola, buenos dias is the answer. Okay. Tap the matching pairs. Water is agua.
Agua.
Goodbye is adios.
Adios.
Bread is pan.
Pan.
Thanks is gracias.
Gracias.
And woman is mujer.
Mujer.
All right.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
Now I got to say it. Gracias. Buenas noches. All right.
Hola. Mucho gusto.
Hola. Mucho gusto. How about that?
Buenos días. Mucho gusto.
Buenos dias. Mucho gusto. Haha.
Adios. Buenas noches.
Adios, buenos noches.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto means nice to meet you. All right. Did it. As a worker of 2 full-time jobs, running a podcast and coaching, every minute counts in my day-to-day. It's hard to be consistent in any of my social medias. And at this point, I cannot hire a social media manager. Pinnacle AI to the rescue! I've been using Pinnacle AI for a couple of weeks now and seeing big improvements in my outreach and consistency in all my social medias. Do you want to save time and increase your productivity too? Go to tuepodcast.net/AI for more information. Save yourself time and grow your brand. Try it now and see what it can do for you. Hello, Scuba Believers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including cordyceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize, real entrepreneurs adapt, real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, you won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction, fuel your empire, and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.